If you're a roofer in 2025 trying to market your business, I'm sure that you're so tired of hearing all the gimmicks and just the same nonsense over and over spewed out into the internet. Now, there's so much talk online and from these local marketing agencies about SEO and doing organic content and all this other nonsense. And I think you and me both know that that's not really taking your business to the next level. That's not solving any active problems that you guys have. These things take a lot of time to implement and they take a lot of time to get results. So you're just trying to figure out what is the thing that's actually going to scale my business? What's actually going to help me here? And that's what I'm going to be going over in today's video. I'm going to be walking through the top 5 marketing mistakes that you need to fix that's really going to take your business to the next level and help you start scaling. It's really simple. I've laid it all out for you, and so I'm going to walk you through every single step. That way you know what you need to fix and what things you can keep. So let's jump right into it. So here we have the 5 marketing mistakes that are costing roofers thousands of dollars every single month. So number 1 is sending your ad traffic to a website. Now you're probably thinking like, what the hell is this guy talking about? What am I supposed to send them to? How am I supposed to, convert my leads? What are they going to call me? This isn't like 2015. Well, you got to think about what your website is doing. It's essentially standing in the place of like a salesperson or some type of closer. You're trying to get or an appointment setter, for example. You're trying to get the people to sign up to your service. Specifically with the roofing niche, you're trying to get somebody to book an appointment if they have a problem with their roof or they want a replacement. You need to ask yourself if this is actually doing what you need it to be doing. Because in most cases, this is just generic blabber about you and your business. And while that can be good for some reasons, it can get the customer to know you or like you. It's not really driving them towards taking any specific action. So when you're running an actual offer on your ads and then you direct them straight to a website and they just land on your homepage of your website, it's kind of confusing, and that's friction in the process. And there's no clear CTA, there's too many distractions, and then they could even just bounce from there, and that's not an ideal situation. So what should you do instead? You should be using a funnel. So am I saying you should totally remove your website off the internet? Absolutely not. It's a good thing to have in place because it builds trust on the back end. But when you're running your ads, you need to be driving it to something like a funnel, because this is actually going to direct the traffic in the right direction, and it'll, like I say here, it matches the ad offer. It has a clear CTA and then a simple booking process. Now, you want to be making your buying process as simple as possible, because the more friction you have in that process, the higher the bounce rate is going to be and the higher the churn rate is going to be. You need to be making it as seamless as possible, and the less friction that you have, the easier the sale is going to be. So just switch to a funnel, at least for your ad traffic. It's really easy to set up. You can use a bunch of different services. I mean, Perspective is a really easy one to use. You could use Go High Level. There's all sorts of resources out there. You could even have AI do it for you, I'm sure. So switch to a funnel for your ad traffic. Now for the next one, slow follow-up or no follow-up. So this is something that is taking away thousands of dollars for so many businesses because they just get really lazy on the follow-up. It's 2025 and homeowners, they expect fast consistency and fast communication. And if you can't deliver that to them, I've said this about 1 billion times on this channel, but if you can't be consistent and have good communication with your customers, they're going to bounce and go to the next company. I mean, you could even go through any niche. You could go through roofing or HVAC or anything, any service-based business, and look at the reviews. And the ones with the worst reviews are always the ones with the worst communication. I see it all the time. And oftentimes the ones with the best reviews are the ones with the best communication. And they'll comment on that too. They'll say, wow, their communication was so great. And there's a reason for that. Humans love that personal connection. They love to know that somebody is actually taking care of them, and they love to feel important. And when you can show that you actually care about their individual problem and make it seem personalized, they're going to care a lot more about your business, and they're going to be paying on time. They're going to be leaving good reviews. It's just going to be a positive exchange like it should be in a business. So when a message comes in and minutes go by, the lead will go cold. And this is just on the front end of the business. This is their first interaction with you. First impressions mean everything. If you guys don't respond within the first, few minutes, they're just going to think you're a lazy business and they're going to move on to the next one. So if you don't have a team of people who can do this for you, the best way is to use AI. The AI can pick up instantly. It can answer them instantly if they send an email. It can qualify them, and then it can book them into your CRM. Now, this is the best way to do it in 2025. This is how people are taking over. It's because they don't need all the extra resources. They don't need to be paying somebody a full-time salary to be able to have good communication. So implement this into your business. There's so many AI providers out there. You just need to look into it. You can even use ChatGPT. If you want AI callers, there's Vappy, there's 11 Labs, there's a whole host of them. Same thing with messaging AIs. Now, of course, this should be a given, but my agency, we can set up all of this stuff in this video for you and much more. So if you think this would be helpful for you and your business, click the link down below, book a one-on-one call with me. But anyways, so back to this. Number 3 is weak ad messaging. This is something that I see all the time, is people will use some chat GPT ad messaging and it's super generic and weak, and that is going to kill your conversion rates. You can't get lazy when it comes to ad messaging or any type of copywriting messaging in general. The reason is you have to really connect to the person that's reading it on the other side of the screen. They need to feel like you know what their problem is. And once you can do that, once you can make it feel like their problem is important, like I said earlier, they're going to buy from you right away because they feel understood. Now, this is a very strange example, but this is how cults exist. It's because the cult leaders, they make it seem like they understand the depths and the intricate parts of the followers' problems. This is just a natural thing in human psychology, and it's one of the things that's killing your ads, and it's such a simple thing to do. And this is what most marketing agencies should be doing for your business. And if they're not doing this for your business and your ads don't get good conversion rates, you need to get rid of them immediately and go with somebody who's actually going to do in-depth target market research. So when you have weak generic stuff like we do roofs or stock photos or generic templates for your ads, some stuff that people just see over and over and over again all day, it's not going to work. And the fact that that doesn't click for people is beyond me, honestly. So the best way to do a pattern interrupt ad is on a base level. You need to understand the reader's problems and on a deep, intricate level. But it also needs to have a clear outcome, emotion or urgency. It needs to have a specific benefit for the reader. It needs to have a real photo or a crafted visual, something that conveys what you're about to give to them or that you actually do solid work. And it needs to have a strong hook, and that ties back into really connecting to the reader's problems. You can't just do the old versions of ads where you're like, oh, is your roof broken? We can fix it. No, it really needs to connect with the reader. You need to make it really specific, and even if that means niching down, going to a specific subset of people that you're targeting, whether it's like, mothers who take care of like single mothers or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You can always get more specific with your targeting. And you can honestly do multiple campaigns where you're targeting different types of people and it's going to resonate with them more. So the next thing is going to be having no nurture system. So no communication equals no trust. This is what I was saying earlier in this video. The more you can communicate with the homeowner, the more they will trust you. More trust means an easier sale. So oftentimes, people aren't just going to buy right away once you send them the estimate. They're going to look at other options. You can't even do anything about that. That's just how it is. So the more you can communicate with them and show them that you care about their problem and not just about collecting a check from them or getting the job started with them, you need to show them that you actually care about their problem. They're going to go with you versus the competition. Doesn't even matter if there's a big price difference in most cases. So if you're constantly following up with them and nurturing them and warming them up to you and your business, you're going to have a way higher success rate than somebody who wouldn't do this and somebody who would just send the estimate and wait for a response or maybe follow up with them a week later or something. No, you need to have a system in place that's going to consistently follow up with them, especially on the higher ticket jobs. These people need time to think about these things. These are big purchases for a lot of these people. So you need to make it obvious and clear to them that you are there to solve their problem and to be there for them and not just try and collect a check and get out of their life. The more they know you, the more they like you, the more they're going to trust you. This is a fundamental thing in psychology. And it's just a given that the more you communicate with these people, the higher your conversion rate is going to be. So then the last thing, number 5, is having no review, referral, or retargeting sequences. Every single review you get will boost your Google business listing. And the more visibility you get, the higher rank you'll get, which means more clients. Now, this is something that is overlooked by so many people, is they don't really care about the reviews. They just think it's, a good tick for their business or something. But a lot of people, get most of their clients just because of the social credit that they have. When there's a company with 3,000 reviews and they're all really positive, and then all the other companies have like, maybe 100 reviews or less, they're going to get crushed by the person with 3,000 reviews because they have so much more social proof. So you need to be really taking this seriously when it comes to the reviews. And honestly, it's not even that hard to do, especially nowadays when you have AI. You could be sending AI follow-ups to people that say, how was the service, or something like that. You could even incentivize them to leave a review for your business. You need to be doing this because this is really going to take your business to the top. Especially, it's one of those things that comes with time, of course. But if you overlook this, you're going to regret it down the line, because you're going to go through hundreds of clients, all of which could have left you a review, all of which could have taken your business to a higher ranking, and you missed out on that opportunity because you got too lazy. So a simple way to look at it is, once the job is finished, you could send an automated review request, and then that boosts your Google business listing. And then once the job is finished, you could also ask them to refer you to one of their friends or something who may need work done on their roof. You could even incentivize this as well, where you give a discount for referrals. Then of course, with the Facebook ads, you could be doing a retargeting sequence with the Metapixel, and the ads will follow the homeowner everywhere. They're going to know your name. They're going to constantly see you everywhere they go. And of course, then they're going to think, once they have a roofing problem come up, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I've seen this guy everywhere. I know this person's name. They're going to know you. They already know you. They already trust you, most likely, if you have solid ads. And they're going to like you in most cases if you also have solid ads. So they're going to instantly jump to you rather than the other competition, especially once they look it up and they see your name after you have a higher ranking because of your reviews. They're going to see your name and be like, okay, I've seen this guy before. I know this guy. He's got good social proof. Let me go with him. Then with the nurture loop, you're going to stay on the top of their mind because, like I said, they're going to trust you, and they're going to trust that you will communicate with them if any issues arise. And they're going to trust that you're going to be with them throughout the entire buying process and through the entire installation process, all the way from start to finish. And that's going to earn you a lot of respect in their eyes. And by stacking all of these together, your client acquisition costs are going to drop to the floor. Over time, it's going to be way cheaper to acquire these clients because you're already going to be ranked, super high on the Google business listings. You're going to have a really good system set in place. You're going to be getting referrals. That's pretty much a free lead. You're just going to be scaling on a level to where the customer lifetime value is going to be so high that it completely outweighs your client acquisition costs, and it's going to accumulate. So you're going to be sitting at the top of the listings. You're going to have your ads everywhere. They're going to be on everybody's mind. You're going to have a bunch of referrals. You're going to be dominating your area. So people are going to know about you, and they're going to run to you, especially if you can build that level of trust. So all these mistakes are extremely simple, but they can cost you thousands of dollars. And if you don't fix them, you're going to get left behind regardless. So you need to make sure that you have these all set in place, especially in the year 2025, when things are getting out of control with AI, and it's accelerating at a rate that you probably wouldn't even understand. And you're probably not even tapped into it yet because you're so busy up on the roofs trying to manage your business. So you need to really make sure you're getting ahead of this, especially as we're going into 2026. Things are just going to get more and more advanced every single day. So if you think this would be helpful for your business and you don't want to spend all the time setting all of this stuff up and optimizing your marketing side of your business every day, but you still want to stay ahead of the competition, you can book a one-on-one call with me and we can walk you through everything, and we can make sure that we can implement all this stuff into your business specifically. This is our sole and primary focus, is taking your business to the next level, and that's what we will do. And we'll make sure that you're ahead of the competition and you're dominating your area within the next few months. So if you want to see what it would look like for you, click the link down below, book a one-on-one call with me, like I said, and we'll walk you through every single part of the process. It's a no obligations call. We just want to make sure that this would actually make sense for you and your business. And if you guys like the video, make sure to click the like button, drop a subscribe, and drop a comment as well. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see in the future, any specific softwares or marketing strategies you guys want me to cover in depth. I can make sure to go through that. And yeah, make sure you guys fix your marketing systems. It's really going to take your business to the next level, and it's going to save you from being crushed by the competition as we go into the big year 2026. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video.